Ciao! My recipe today is inspired by two things. One is my good friend Gabriele with his channel Rapanello. This is one of his recipes, but he will have used beef mince. The second thing is the aubergine. I've got this aubergine and I've got to be honest, I've actually seen better days. So it's time to cook it, and I will be following one of Gabriele's recipe but adapting it slightly. I bought this aubergine about a week ago, and although it might look a little bit battered, the only good part seems to be where the little etiquette, the brand was, it will be perfectly okay. And the way we will be able to establish that is once we start cutting into it. So I've just washed and dried it, and I'm now slicing it using a bread knife. Keep the knife nice and straight, and you'll be able to do very straight aubergine slices. And I'm cutting them just under 1 centimeter each slice. Do take your time when you do this, because A, you want to make sure that you keep all your fingers, but also you want to make sure that the slices are nice and straight. And as I mentioned before, the inside of the aubergine is perfectly okay and it will taste great. I have a tray lined up with some baking paper, and I'm going to be putting my aubergines on top of it. A little salt in each piece, but not a lot though. And I'm now drizzling a little olive oil on the top of each slice. And I'll pop these in the oven now for approximately 10 to 12 minutes at 200 degrees. I will be rolling my aubergines with some stuffing on the inside. My stuffing will be made mostly with sausages, so I'm removing the skin from 4 sausages. I have scored each sausage with a knife, and very simply just go along and take it off. Very easy. I will be enhancing the flavor of the sausages with a few ingredients, and I'll start with some fennel seeds. These are a little bit of a Sicilian thing. Also I'm adding some Parmesan cheese. This is the equivalent of a couple of tablespoons. 1 clove of garlic. Some parsley. I'm adding now some olives. I'm actually using some green pitted olives. You can also use black if you like. I'm chopping them into quarters, or you can use a combination of black and green. I'm now adding some pepper, quantities to taste. I will not be adding any salt as I'm using pork here with the sausages, but if you're using minced beef, you might want to add a little salt as well. And lastly, I'll be adding a little water. This is the equivalent of a couple of tablespoons. The water is there to help with the mixing, of course. And I've been mixing it for a couple of minutes, and I'm happy that I've got a nice mix which can be spread easily on the aubergines as I will be rolling them. And the aubergines are done. I kept them in the oven for a further 3 minutes, so 15 minutes altogether. You're looking for them to become nice and golden in color, brown like this. And make sure you do not cut them too thin, otherwise they will be too small. So this is just perfect. I will leave them to cool down as they're piping hot, and then we can stuff them. I'm now going along with my spoon, and I'm placing the mince inside each aubergine, and I'm trying to be equal if I can. There's quite a lot there though. And as the mince is nice and smooth, it will be quite easy to just spread it with a spoon. With hindsight, thinking about it, I could have done most probably with chopping the olives a little bit smaller, but that'll be fine. I'm going to be turning this around as it's going to be easier for me to roll them, and I've actually left the end bit, the smaller part of each slice empty, because I will be rolling them and then they will be sitting on that. I'll show you. So use your fingers and gently start rolling them on themselves, and you will end up with a little slimmer piece. There, job done. That is one of the reasons why they go in the oven, because they are considerably easier to roll as they are very soft now. And as you roll them, they will sit on that. You do not need to put any toothpicks. They will be just perfectly okay like they are. And let's have a look at this little one to see what we can do. Oh, not too bad. It will work. Dinky little one. I've got a little meat left over, so I think I'll make a little mini burger. Why not? There. Before they go back in the oven, I'll put a little Parmesan cheese on top of each aubergine rolls, including my little mini burger. And I'll finish it off with a little olive oil. Important to put the olive oil at the end after the cheese, so that the cheese will absorb the oil. And they are ready to go in the oven now, and I'll pop them in for another 15 minutes or until the sausages are cooked, still at 200 degrees. I should also say that if you're vegetarian, you can substitute the sausages with rice, risotto rice. So what you can do is to cook some risotto rice in advance, let it cool down, and effectively replace the mince with risotto rice. All of the rest of the ingredients you can use the same or use whatever else you might wish. See you in about 20 minutes. Exactly 15 minutes and they look beautiful, they're done. And I genuinely wish you were here because they smell absolutely delicious and you could taste them as well. We will be eating ours later this evening with salad. This is a side dish generally, so you can have with steak or with chicken or anything you like. In our case, we will have it with salad because we will try and keep it relatively light. And we will make a salad with some avocados, some tomatoes and mozzarella and olives, and we'll be eating most probably some ciabatta bread with ours. If you were to make them, it'll be interesting to see how you eat yours, but I will test one in a moment and I'll let you know how they are, but I want them to cool down a little. They're a little bit too hot. And here they are. I've put them inside one of my little Sicilian plates, and I think I'll have a shot at this little one here. Oh God, they're good. The fennel in the sausage is really spot on. It reminds me of home. Fennel and sausages is something they put together at home. They are not so hot anymore, and you can taste them even better. But you can also eat them cold. We will have ours cold later. I think I did say that earlier. You can keep them in the fridge also for up to 2 to 3 days. They will last very nicely. Not that it would be a problem in our house. Thank you for watching. If you like them, make them, and if you do make them, it'll be very interesting to know how you get on. Arrivederci. Actually, before I go, I wanted to show you the inside of one. Sorry. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if you can see. Hopefully you'll be able to see in the camera. I haven't got my camera lady with me today, but I realized that often I do tasting, but I do not show you the inside of food. So hopefully, I'll tell you what, I'll switch the camera around. And here is the inside. You can see that it's looking really nice. And that's it. That is arrivederci for real now. Ciao ciao. Bye.